Good morning. Today's Lana TV episode is all about how I start my day off and get aligned so that I am ready to shine bright all day. Welcome to my bed. I love waking up in the morning and starting my day off by setting a tone of how I want the whole day to go. So something that I learned from Hicks, the teachings of Abraham, is to, upon waking up, say to myself, today is going to be an amazing day. I am going to look for those things that make me feel good. I'm going to celebrate, I'm going to appreciate, and I'm going to bask in all of the joy that's already here. So before I even get out of bed, I usually start to think about some things that I can appreciate. Of course, the easiest thing is my bed. Oh, what a comfortable bed. And my husband, who may or may not be in bed next to me. And I'll give him a kiss and tell him how much I appreciate him. And I'll start thinking about my kids and my house. And so before I even take a step out of bed, I am already starting to set the tone of very, very high vibrational energy for the day. So when I'm ready to get out of bed, my dog usually gets up. Sadie, you gonna come with? Oh, I think she's still sleeping. So we're gonna walk over to get a sweater because usually it's a little bit cold in the morning. And we're going to come over, and as I'm walking over to start brushing my teeth, or washing my face, I'll do a whole episode on Lana TV makeup and face routine because some of you guys have asked. So I start brushing my teeth and I just think about the things that I appreciate most in my life. And I think about the exciting things I've planned today. I really do my best to not think about specific to-dos or whatever. Sometimes I'll wink at myself in the mirror. Sometimes I will pull out my phone and I will record. I will put a recording on of something inspirational, some talk that somebody's saying. Sometimes I'll put music on that I love. And so the whole time as I'm washing my face and preparing, I'm getting really filled up with inspiration, whatever that looks like that day. And then I make my way upstairs, and I'm usually way too lazy to make my bed. So you guys get a tour of my house as well, because some of you have been asking for that. So as I'm heading upstairs, I love tea or coffee. There's Sadie. Come on, Sadie. That's my dog. You want to say hi, Sadie? Say hi to everybody. You got caught in the mic. Say hi. You look sleepy. So as I'm walking upstairs, now it's really easy for me to appreciate my house because look at where I live. But before I lived here, I would find something to appreciate. Even the fact that I have hot water, the fact that I have coffee and tea and everything to make. So I usually start off by getting a glass of water. And I do this before bed too. And I get half a lemon. I squeeze the lemon in the water, fill up the glass of water, and I drink the entire, probably whatever this is, 16 ounces right away. That starts to cleanse out my body. It fills me with, the necessary hydration. Then I go on and I start preparing my coffee, and the whole time it's kind of like a ritual. And then I really do my best to think thoughts that feel really good to me. And sometimes it's a challenge. And if I really find my mind chatter really getting to me, let's say I have something big or something I'm worried about or some anxiety that's happening, then I really do my best to put music on or something to put those thoughts to the side. At least for this morning time is sacred. By the way, I don't check my email. I don't check my Facebook usually in the morning. I really try to have this time just for myself. And I wake up between 5:30 and 6 on most days. I would say 5 days out of the week. The other 2 days I do whatever I want. By the way, the whole point of an alignment practice is for it to feel really good to you. So you can play around with any of these suggestions, and sometimes I just throw them out the window and I sleep in and I just do whatever I want in the morning. But usually I'm up before the kids. My husband is already usually up, but we're kind of doing our separate thing. And I can get this uninterrupted quiet time to really center and drop in and align. So I make my coffee. I've been really getting into bulletproof coffee. So I've been putting some grass-fed butter into my coffee and blending it up. And then I take my coffee or my water and I grab my journal, which is usually somewhere on my desk. Welcome to my office. It's still not finished being decorated, but it will be sometime soon. And so I have lots of beautiful places to sit and journal. I have a great view. So sometimes I just plop on the couch and I do my morning practice here. And by the way, I usually also have my phone with me and my headset. And I will take those with me and I will either sit on the couch or I will go outside. So let's see if we can be outside without too much noise because it's so beautiful. It's a little bit later in the morning now, but let's pretend it's really early and the sun hasn't risen yet, and the sun usually rises over there. And so I sit outside and I put on usually a meditation music or something that will kind of get me in the mood. Sometimes I do my 3-minute ease meditation. I also have longer meditations for people in my courses. By the way, I really describe all of these practices in my 21-day ease course, and if you really want to go in depth in the 8-week accessing alignment course. So I put something on that feels really good, and I usually take a few minutes before I do any other practice to just breathe and center. And sometimes there's an airplane, or in this case, a helicopter going by, and I'm just listening and taking in the environment. And you can see the amazing view that I'm looking at over here, and we have some oil pumps, and one of my friends is laughing. He's like, wow, you really are sitting on oil. That's how rich you now are. I was laughing at that. That's just a part of the city. They still have some oil pumps remaining. But anyways, I take in this view. I'm just really basking in the beauty of nature. And when I lived at other places, I would do this indoors and I would close my eyes and I would imagine myself on the beach or in the forest, or I would go to the patio or to the yard and sit outside. And you can see my journal has a lot of different practices, a lot of different things that I do. So I'm just going to mention a couple of things that I love to do in the mornings. After I've done some sort of centering or some sort of meditation, I will usually tune in and try to find some of my best thoughts. So I will think about something that I experience no resistance in. So if I'm feeling, for example, physically uncomfortable, I'm not going to focus on my body. I'm going to focus on something like, I love this house, or how much I appreciate my kids or my husband. If I got in a fight with my husband, I'm not going to think about that. I'm going to think about, how good I feel in my body and how rested I feel and how much I appreciate my coffee. I'm usually drinking my coffee out here. And then eventually I will start writing something. So sometimes I do guided visualizations in my head, or self-guided visualizations. And a lot of times I will write out a process called gridding, and I can talk a little bit more about that briefly. So I will start writing down words that I want to be my intentions for the day. So, I start with something like ease, and I really drop in and think, like, what does ease feel like in my body? What are the times in my life when I experienced ease? And I start to think of my Caribbean trip that I just took recently, and I think ease. There's so much comfort in that. And then I write down comfort, and it was so spacious, and there was nothing to do, and I just go on and on and on. And this is literally how I tune my day. I establish this vibrational and energetic space that lines up the people, circumstances, and situations that will come into my day later on so that they feel like this. And then I'll start writing some affirmations or some visions. Sometimes I'll write down, what does my ideal day feel like? And I will maybe wake up in Ibiza doing my mastermind retreat. Or I will, like in this case, this was yesterday, I wrote ease. Today I want to feel more ease. There's nothing I need to do this red hot minute. Time expands and contracts depending on my vibration and intention. And I just wrote and wrote and wrote because I was feeling a little uneasy, and I soothed myself and I reminded myself that everything is done, everything is okay. And before you know it, this energy starts to go, go, go. And soon I like literally can't sit. Most days I start to get itchy, trigger fingers. So I pull out my phone and I think, who can I send an appreciation text to? And I will start writing to one of my friends and saying, oh my God, this is what I love about you. This is what I appreciate. A lot of times after I've done some sort of morning practice, and as a part, I guess, of my morning practice, I will put on my headset, I will get my dog ready, and I will go for a walk, and I will call my alignment buddies, and I will do rampages of appreciation. I will talk about most exciting visions that I have currently for myself. I will talk about the things that I'm celebrating this week. If I have some major accomplishment happen, you better believe I'm gonna milk it this whole entire week, just basking in it. So as I wrap up this morning practice, and I walk back inside, usually my kids are starting to wake up. There's a whole lot of activity that is starting to happen at the house. And I prepare my breakfast, and then I start the day off feeling absolutely incredible. Sometimes I'll have a little dance party. I'll put my music on and I will dance in my beautiful yoga space. And as I recognize that I have deliberately attuned myself to that which I want to experience in my life, I know that it is already done. That what I truly wanted to live and accomplish today, I've already accomplished in these 20 minutes that I spent focusing on it. So now it's just time to enjoy it. Now it's time to really see how this is going to manifest in my day. And a lot of times what I do later on in the day is I'll just return to my morning intention and kind of think about, and realize, wow, I'm experiencing a lot of this ease or the magic or the joy. Or sometimes I set an intention for abundance, and it's really fun to see those PayPal notifications that somebody bought a course or something. So I acknowledge to myself how I deliberately set the intention and how it is entering my life. So I want to close with this. I am a rebel at my core. Fuck all these rules, fuck any habits or rituals. Do a practice that feels really, really good to you. And over the years of doing this, I found some things that I absolutely love, that nourish me, that satisfy me. And that keeps evolving and that keeps shifting for me. And I hope that this video will encourage you to play around and explore ways that nourish you, whether it's in the morning, whether it's in the evening, whenever that is in the day. But definitely taking some time frequently to attune and to align, because your life will reflect the tone that you set. Many, many blessings to you. Thank you so much for watching Lana TV. I adore you. Keep the questions coming. I love answering the kinds of things that you're asking. Thank you for asking this question about my morning practice, my course participants who asked me about it. And so I love helping you go from I have a vision to I have arrived. Dun, 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 dun. Mwah.